Chisholm stood motionless before her parents, her eyes fixed on the cracks in the floor. Her hands were clasped tightly over her modestly swollen belly. The truth she'd kept buried for weeks had finally clawed its way to the surface. There was no more hiding. "Chisholm!" Her father's voice shattered the silence like a gunshot. "Who is responsible for this disgrace?" She flinched, her knees trembling under his glare. Her mother, Ngozi, stood nearby with her arms folded, sorrow tightening her features into a mask of disappointment. "I'm speaking to you!" She roared again. Chisholm opened her mouth, but her voice failed her. She longed to turn back time, to rewrite the choices that had led her here. But the child growing inside her was no longer a secret. "It's Chinedu," she whispered. The air thickened. Chief Okeke's face went rigid, nostrils flaring like he'd just been struck. "Chinedu?" he repeated. "The new corps member? The one teaching at the secondary school? That boy who walks around with big grammar and empty pockets?" Chisholm nodded slowly, her eyes glued to the ground. Chief Okeke turned to Ngozi in disbelief. "Do you hear this? After everything we've done for her? School fees, prayers, sacrifices, and she rewards us with shame." Ngozi said nothing, but her eyes glistened. "Papa, Chisholm began. "Shut your mouth," he barked, spinning on his heel. "If Chinedu is man enough to get you pregnant, then let him take care of you. Pack your things, you're going to his house tonight." "Papa, no! Please!" "Don't plead with me," he snapped. "You made your bed, Chisholm. Lie in it." Ngozi turned her face away, biting her lip. She dared not speak against her husband. That night, Chief Okeke marched his pregnant daughter through the village and delivered her to Chinedu's door. Chinedu's one-room apartment smelled of gari and stale perfume. He opened the door in surprise, a spoonful of soaked gari still in his hand. "Sir, what's going on?" Chief Okeke shoved Chisholm forward. "Your responsibility stands before you. She is carrying your child. From today, she is your wife." Chinedu blinked in confusion. "Wait, what? Sir, I don't understand." "You don't understand?" Chief Okeke's voice grew sharp. "Did the pregnancy fall from the sky?" Chinedu looked from Chisholm to her father, anxiety creeping into his features. "Sir, with all due respect, that baby isn't mine." Silence. Chisholm's head shot up. "What?" Chief Okeke's fists clenched. "What did you just say?" "I'm sorry," Chinedu said, his voice firmer now, "but I'm not the father." "Chinedu, how can you lie like this?" Chisholm's voice broke. "You promised." "I never promised anything," he cut her off. "I was just being kind." Fury exploded in Chief Okeke's eyes. He lunged forward and seized Chinedu by the collar. "You will not destroy my daughter and walk away!" Chinedu struggled free. "Sir, I swear on my life that child is not mine." Chisholm collapsed to the floor, sobbing, her world, already cracked, now shattered completely. Chief Okeke spat at Chinedu's feet. "May you suffer for your wickedness." Then, without looking back, he turned and walked away, leaving his daughter behind. Chisholm tried. She washed Chinedu's clothes. She cooked. She endured his silence and harsh words. But her efforts were never enough. The first time he struck her was over burnt rice. The second time, it was because she asked for money for antenatal care. "You think I'm a millionaire?" he yelled. "Do you know how little they pay corps members?" As her belly grew, so did her pain. She had no clothes for the baby, no savings, no family. The man she once believed would care for her had become her tormentor. One weary afternoon, she decided to return to her father's house. IV Rejection repeated. Chief Okeke was seated in his compound, chewing bitter cola when she arrived. He looked up, saw her belly, and scowled. "Papa," she began, kneeling. "What do you want?" "I came. I need help. For the hospital, baby is almost here." He scoffed. "Help? From me? You made your choice," he said coldly. "Go and live with it. I don't have grandchildren born in shame." "Papa, please, leave." Chisholm stumbled away, the world spinning around her. She didn't see the speeding taxi. There was a screech, a scream, and then darkness. Obiora's heart pounded as he stood beside the bleeding girl he had just hit. A crowd gathered, buzzing. "She's pregnant," someone shouted. Obiora didn't hesitate, and he lifted her gently into his taxi and sped to the hospital. 3 days later, he sat in the waiting room, weary. His friend, Emma, found him there. "You look like Ghost," Emma said. "I hit a pregnant woman. I don't know her name. I've been paying for everything. She's awake." Her eyes confused and tired. "Where am I?" she whispered. "You're in the hospital. I hit you accidentally. You were unconscious for 3 days. I've been taking care of things," she gasped. "My baby?" The baby is fine, the doctor assured her gently. You both survived. Chisholm's tears flowed freely. She had survived. Again. Later, when she shared her story, Obiora listened quietly, anger simmering in his chest. When she said she had nowhere to go, he didn't hesitate. Come with me, he said softly. To your house? Yes, just until you're strong again. She looked into his eyes. There was no pity there, only sincerity. And so she said yes. Hope after rain. Life in Obiora's small apartment was simple but warm. He worked long hours but always came home with food. He never shouted, never hit her. When she cried, he listened. One evening, as they sat outside under a pale moon, he asked, "Do you still love him?" Chisholm sighed. "I thought I did, but now, I don't know." He smiled. Love is not what people say, it's what they do, and in that moment something changed in her heart. Labor came suddenly in the middle of the night. Obiora rushed her to the hospital, his hands shaking on the wheel. Hours later, twin cries filled the room. 2 boys. Chisholm wept with joy. Obiora stood nearby, watching her cradle them. They weren't his, yet he felt something stir deep inside. Pride, maybe. Or love. "Thank you," she whispered. He smiled. When Chinedu heard of the birth, jealousy flared. He stormed to Chisholm's parents' house. "She's with another man," he spat. "You denied her," Chief Okeke replied. "Now you care?" "She's mine," Ngozi rose. "You left her to suffer? That man saved her life." But Chinedu wouldn't let go. He dragged Chief Okeke to Obiora's home. The knock on the door was loud. Obiora opened it to find Chinedu, Chief Okeke, and Ngozi standing outside. "Chisholm," her father called. "Come out." She emerged, holding one baby. "You will come home with us," her father said. "We'll take care of you now." Chinedu stepped forward. "You're still mine." Obiora said nothing. Then Chisholm spoke. "You turned me away when I needed you," she told her father. "You beat me and denied your children," she said to Chinedu. She turned to Obiora. Her voice trembled. "And you saved me." She drew a breath. "I choose Obiora." Chinedu erupted. "You can't!" "Enough! If that is your choice, then may God be with you." Ngozi embraced her, whispering, "I'm sorry, my daughter." Obiora turned to her. "You really choose me?" She smiled, looking at her babies. "Yes." And for the first time in a long, long time, Chisholm felt peace. Thank you so much for watching. If this story moved you, don't forget to subscribe for more touching stories. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let us know how this story made you feel.